Now, would you know what to do if you were faced with the victim of an acid attack? Doctors are so concerned about the number of people being attacked with corrosive liquids, they have now issued advice on how to help.
Writing in the British Medical Journal, they're also warning that acids are fast replacing knives as the weapon of choice for criminals. Well, we can talk now to Martin Berry, who's from the Royal College of Paramedics. Good morning,
Good morning.
Martin. Are you seeing, just anecdotally, a significant rise in the number of attacks with corrosive liquids?
The use of corrosive liquids as weapons is not a new problem. It has been around a little while, but we are seeing more and more cases, especially within the cities over the last 12 months. And we have to remember, this isn't just attacks to the public. We're also seeing attacks to members of the emergency services as well. So it is a problem and it needs to be addressed.
And it's something you've personally dealt with, isn't it?
It is, unfortunately. Part of my job, I've seen some unpleasant things in my time, but there is something quite uniquely disturbing about this sort of attack on a person. It leaves a really long-lasting psychological effect, obviously for the patient, but also the staff treating them. Yeah, it's becoming a real problem.
So the advice is now water. Lots of flowing water. So if you have a bottle of water, immediately get that. It's usually to the face, the attack, isn't it?
Absolutely. This is a classic example that the simple and quick intervention makes the biggest difference. I've seen all sorts of things used on burns. I've seen butter, I've seen toothpaste, I've seen milk. All of that, absolute no. It is just clean, fresh water. In the unlikely situation that you have got a shower available, get that person in a shower and just at least 10 minutes of constant, cool running water and get that fluid as far away from that patient as you can.
We're just seeing on these pictures here of someone being treated by the fire brigade there, of someone who's facing acid attack. Their head's dipping forward as well. Is that an important part of it?
Yeah, think about where that corrosive agent is going. So if you have got a patient or a victim that has had this fluid thrown at their face, make sure that you're washing it away from that side of the face and not across the face, thinking especially about eyes, because obviously sight loss is a significant impact of this.
I want to pick up on something you mentioned about emergency services being attacked now as well. How's that coming about? Is that when you're going to treat someone or just in your general...
We've seen cases of both. There was a paramedic recently in London that had some sort of corrosive agent thrown at her while she was on duty. In the immediate moments that a fluid is thrown at a person, at that moment, it doesn't really matter if it's a corrosive agent or not. The psychological impact is the same, and that member of staff is now unable to respond to other people. Then, added burden if it is a corrosive agent, and obviously the long-lasting physical and psychological effects can be hugely damaging.
Who do you think is behind this? We spoke about the fact that corrosive agents are now being used in place of knives. Is this gang warfare? Who's behind this? What's the motivation for
I
this?
wouldn't call myself an expert on gang culture or whether or not it's easy to get knives, but there is certainly a lot of pressure and a lot of drive to reduce knife violence across the cities. And it wouldn't be too much of a leap to suggest that, you know, at the moment there's no legislation around reducing or restricting the amount of corrosive agent or acids that people can purchase. Then maybe that's causing a problem.
Although the government has said it is looking at that. We've had the Home Secretaries talk about that on this programme before.
Good news.
I can't believe that paramedics are being attacked. I think that's, you know, given all the work you guys do. Do you think you need more protection then?
Absolutely. I can't believe in all my years as a paramedic that I'm sat on this sofa talking about this as a topic. I mean, it's absolutely bizarre that people think that this is, you know, this is an OK thing to do. And our members and my colleagues are concerned about it. And yeah, more support is needed and more tied-up thinking across the emergency services.
What would help you?
More awareness, to be perfectly honest, and the police need to work more closely with the other emergency services to try, and they're all doing a huge amount of work, but we need that change in legislation to stop people having these agents in the first place.
Steph asked if you needed more protection. I mean, it's not new hearing of emergency service workers being attacked, is it?
No, and unfortunately, you know, danger is an aspect of working for an emergency service, and our staff and paramedics are constantly vigilant about their own safety when treating people in the public. However, there is more of an awareness currently going on. There's more work done by the emergency services to remind their staff to be more vigilant and be careful of this sort of behaviour.
Yeah, it's terrible. Martin, thank you very much for coming in to talk to us. It's Martin Berry there from the Royal College of Paramedics.
It's time to get the news, travel and weather where you are. We'll both see you soon.